So Funding Options is a one-stop shop for business finance. What that means is when a small business doesn't fit bank lending, they can come online and very quickly shop around for the right option for their business. Well, back in 2010, shortly after the credit crunch, I was working in banking and I was seeing the challenges that small businesses were having with business finance. And I discovered around that time that the Innovate UK was running a new grant competition for startups called the Tech City Launchpad. And what it meant is that startups, even before they'd raised finance from the private sector, could put themselves forward. And one of the special things about this type of grant is that the credibility of having been through that process meant that almost all investors were willing to sit down and meet you, which is really the hardest challenge of all in terms of raising finance. So we managed to raise private sector match funding quite shortly after. So a few months after the grant competition, we were up and running. So I don't think we would have done this without the money we raised from Innovate UK. And we've had some real successes. Our job is to raise finance for small businesses. And for example, we saved one hotel, saving 100 jobs by raising them finance. So we really feel we've already had an impact. We've recently had some great news, which we raised £2 million from the private sector, which we raised just in the last few weeks. If I do my job properly, this is enough money for us to really make an impact. So if I do my job properly, we will raise hundreds of millions of pounds for hard-pressed small firms around the UK and potentially create or save hundreds, if not thousands of jobs. So going back to when it was just me in 2012, well, we now have a dozen or so people around the country. But the money we've just raised, we expect that to double or even treble the number of people who work for the business. Most of our hiring is taking place in the northwest of England because that's the right place for us to hire. So we really are having an impact across the country.